A3 Media Tribe. So, message say won't follow you and I won't subscribe to your YouTube channel now. Or best subscribe and follow you on all social media platforms. A3 Media Tribe. And pay ye papa yadi yina ye GhanaMan e wo studio have you discussing patriotism and anopa ye ba be de ho enkomo but answer na ye be start a conversation. We want you to get to know the man in the studio, everything about him and what he stands for. GhanaMan.
Hello, my Ghanaian brother.
Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How is everybody?
By God's grace, we are doing well.
That's great. Your country and your bro.
It makes feel free. We are Ghanaians. I like your costume. Why GhanaMan?
Why GhanaMan? Why GhanaMan? GhanaMan in a sense, GhanaMan you'll be a on my home deuro.
Okay.
On my home door, and who they will actually Ghana for.
Okay.
And GhanaMan addresses here, may they ye colors red, gold, green, and they are foreign who say may bo on my home door who they will actually Ghana for.
Wow.
And I did GhanaMan or Adameso.
And how did this whole thing started?
It all started through a vision 2015, 3rd March 2015. Okay. I had a dream and I mean who the message of patriotism.
Okay.
Na diasono me hu me ase me akasa na my address say me hu say my address say e wo diasono. Na message ni patriotism say revive the knowledge of patriotism. As ni atwere egu so boldly say this is the solution of the nation and I say of the continent of the human race as one is na me sorry every diasono no. I say me the patriotism no adwendwene mu yie e ho na me akasa ma adwene ba ye kasa patriotism I am cry dey ade I begin to ask myself questions and from that time no start bread here and one say who say dey bia me she Ghana tade me bo oman ho do ho de wuro na we na me ya kopim say me wu.
That is nice. That is because you who be saying wo krom apart from wo ne utima you are always in the town ebia munnim. That is what GhanaMan does all the time in town with his team, you know, moving up and down. But what inspired you to do all this? You know, there are a lot of work because I know you have a family. I don't know, you have a family that you need to take care of, but you are always in town.
A huge family, of course.
Thank you. I know, but the viewers don't know. This man has over 7 kids and other adopted children that he takes care of. But he's always in town, you know, preaching the message of patriotism. We'll come there today. We are discussing patriotism. But before we move to the topic itself, we want to get to know GhanaMan in the studio. What inspired you? What inspired you to, you know, do patriotism?
One thing that inspired me, apart from the vision, is the love for humanity.
The love for humanity. The
love for humanity that inspires me most because me and Kasano growing up, in my childhood experience, and yes, smooth. It's not odobia and shada enim sa, and na me obia me pet nipa asem. And so, apart from being inspired by the vision that I had on 3rd March, you know, love for humanity also inspired me, and I love to see a better generation, to see posterity living more happily than us. So these are my motivation, and then they inspire me to do what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. Basically, humanity inspires me the most.
Okay. Yeah. I read one of your quotes, and it says that promoting Ghana to Ghanaians.
Yes.
I'm a Ghanaian. I know the activities or some of the activities, I might say, if not all.
Yeah.
But history has given us a lot of information about ourselves. Why promote Ghana to Ghanaians and not promoting Ghana to the outside world?
Thank you very much. That's quite tricky question. I wasn't expecting it in a way. Yeah, promoting Ghana to Ghanaians is one of the instructions that I saw in the vision.
Okay.
And initially, it doesn't make sense to me myself. Why should I promote Ghana to Ghanaians? But then applying critical thinking to it, I realized, oh, okay, there is a need to promote Ghana to Ghanaians. As I say, I can be say, I did be crowd. Now, who so share? If you say we are among idea crowd, in a sense that Ghana is a very beautiful country, but it seems Ghanaians don't value what we have. Now, my brother said, if you go to the airport and see the human resources that are traveling out of your nation, now besides some greener patches. So what I say, anything of move to quite alcohol. Now, say, oh, Nema win munina, Asasia, Efudobae, rich natural resources are war. Now, the younger ones are more the future leaders of this nation. To quite say, Omuko, Pishe. Greener patches are next to say, who be here say Ghana who they will actually Ghana for. I'm a Ghana for whom the value of the nation. No matter what, I can say a bohu buying. Na kaya dia adwene kro ne biako ya anke say Ghana ne bia betu ko betu ko na ko suen bibi a ye ni aba abetina wo krom no aye na de mfaso abro man no ba so betu ko akobi man so na yakọ brew mojenia obeba na waba kokora ne aka ne atoato a so what I say te we hia say be bog Ghana ho dewuru a kire Ghana for ama Ghana for hu oman na omwo mu ne japade ekro ene ehu hia be hia say aka e difference be kan difference abom na you engage what I call collective reasoning to build a beautiful nation. And say me ka say promoting Ghana to Ghanaians na adwene e te kire no say yembo oman ho dewuru kire Ghana for ne hu ade ekura wo and so you Ghana na wa kwantu ombo na wo bre a kan wo ti say anka wo no ma bibia wo wachi de ade ba ko pe na ahwere yen a ye ni yi a oman ba mfa so ne patriotism na media tuma no America man for twa me da pa ba me so me nya kan ko pe say me wu ai
wow. Viewers, you are watching Matters of Today. GhanaMan is in the studio. Today we are discussing patriotism, but we want to, move around to get to know GhanaMan, who he is and what he stands for. And Sunday, better conversation, Debia me bo eye eduane we ehu dewuro emamo. I keep marketing this product. Sesame seed. He's the man behind this product. Debia me bo hu dewuro me say so ope bia to omo on biscuits. Omo want cake, omo want Tom Brown, and sana we product no mu just Google what sesame seed and you get to know the benefit. Go on social media, run and pick your phone and then Google and you thank me later. Go and get one. The numbers are on the screen. GhanaMan's product, sesame seed. Thank you. GhanaMan.
Hello, my brother.
We will move quickly to the topic of the day, but there is one more question that I want to ask you before we move to the main topic of the day. Many of the views that there is no single solution to the challenges facing humanity, but per your concept that you preach across the country, you seem to be centered, or your preachings are more like to humanity. You think that humanity and patriotism seems to be the solution confronting humans.
Yeah.
How?
Yes, I do hear people say there is no single solution to the humanitarian challenges, but I am of the view that patriotism centered on humanity is the only solution. Let me set an example. It's like Ediaba. We all know you need rain, sunshine, air to aid the crop to grow.
Sure.
Okay, and then somebody comes to say you need a conducive environment for the your crop to grow. Okay. That conducive environment and as a conducive season comprises of the sun, the water, and the air that the crop needs.
Okay.
So I only summarize the whole thing because patriotism is a broad subject. Okay. And once we understand the subject matter of patriotism, now we apply its principles now. It covers every area of human life because patriotism is centered on love. And if we love ourselves as human beings and we love the universe in which we are, what problem can we not solve?
Let me just be a bit controversial here. I read one of your quotes and you believe that religion, which, religion, when you talk about, we are a Christian nation, so when we talk about religion, we are talking about Christian religion, God factor. And God is love, but you claim that there is no God. Yeah. And per the submission you just made, that you said what patriotism is a broad subject
yeah,
which centers on love,
yeah,
and God is love, but you claim there is no God. So then how would this God factor future in your definition of patriotism?
Oh, okay, thank you very much. We've been taught that God is love, but that is not so.
Really?
That's
okay, can you throw more light on it?
You see, that's what we came to meet. Okay, what we came to meet is what we have been programmed with, to believe that God is love. But if I should ask you, have you seen God before? Your answer would be no.
Okay.
But you have a lot of ideologies about God being put in our subconscious mind, okay?
That is true.
Now let's focus, what I'm trying to say is that let's focus on ourselves, because at the end of the day, what we know and can testify of, adayenim a yebetimi di ho adanse ye ho eni nia yebetimi aye.
Okay.
Mpacho ti ase ade ayenim a yebetimi di ho adanse eni ye ho eni nia yebetimi aye ama ye ho.
Okay.
Because obetimi ade adanse say since aye wo ba wiase ewum se wo ginyamedi ba wo ntimi nka nchem se wa sora no pa nyamedi chop na 2 tables so se na me ye obi a me ye papa time say me free fie no me ma me yere chop money ono so do be gina aye duana ma nkora na mo medi se ma mfa sa seka na nto opa ma ne nko ne koto dua no ombo mpa fita no pa ko na do bibia mba nti nya betimi di ho adanse ne se until se me de sa chop no betu ho no me yere me ma omundidi untimi asobi a wo ye kristoni anasa oji nyankopon di no untimi fa wo tin tu ho said there has been a day wa soro nyankopon de sika to table so ama e bi ni ho se bi ni ho de ntimi ni ho dance ye mpa church ase ye it is our God is love no aye bi no mo de a kire ye na to yetimi ba entisa nipa na yi odo e de kire se nipa antimi anyi odo an kire ye ho a odo bi ni wiase mpa church ase ye enti enu na in the person center on patriotism me person me go deep but wo de me go deep memma what ase say those concepts no wo hu ye probably be evolution.
Okay.
So me make evolution, I'm not talking about the Darwin story of evolution.
Okay.
The evolution actually say nipa adwene nyini.
Okay.
Ade san ade chi nyina no nipa adwene nyini.
Okay.
Nipa adwene nyina ma yenya wiase mu entiase.
Okay.
Enti ade bia me no ye tiase ende no. Emre bi atwem na ye papa no na mo ntiase sa.
Okay.
Phone na ye use on dey. Emre bi atwem na ye papa no na mo use. First na ye go school no. Ube print handouts abebere and then go until we am print handout you go when your information I no tell say we are seeing air con ni man nim die no eba nipa air ti we are more na dwene hu say mere bi atwem 2000 and something years ago many years ago million years ago and nipa did the concept of God they see her because nipa dwene susu say nyankopon bi wo ho and all this concept is see her but church say
GhanaMan, I have a lot of questions
regard that
regard religions, but because of time, I don't want us to. I want us to make that another day. Have a full conversation about religion, God factor into it. Let's concentrate on the topic of the day, getting to know you. Then we move to the patriotism. But before we move there, what motivates you to do all this?
Yes, the motivation I make the can say motivation. What motivates me is the vision and humanity.
Okay.
Humanity is my source of motivation.
Okay.
To see humans unite.
Okay.
Is the greatest thing, because all the challenges that we have in this world is like the battle. Every generation is at war with themselves. Every generation is at war with themselves, and this war has to do with ideology and philosophies. Has made us separate from one another, and so. One thing that motivates me is love for humanity. To see human beings united to address our own challenge and stop killing ourselves and stop being the enemies of ourselves. So the vision that I had on 3rd March 2015 motivates me more than humanity. Love to see human beings unite, because everything that we cried over, adebia ye that journey ye here nipa na betimi ayama ye. Na yan so betimi aboy ho ye ne eku ye hu. Ye na pese me nkuminya adore ye. Baku for person no these are the real challenges, and I pretend as a nim and ye soon be a problem no solution no we are the problem, we are the solution. So humanity motivates me. Good.
I have followed you over the years, and I have realized that you are embodiment of patriotism. Let's now draw the curtains to the topic of the
patriotism. Thank you.
Now, when we say patriotism, deep understanding that will enlighten each and everyone to understand what patriotism is about. What is patriotism?
Patriotism simply means love for one's nation and the willingness to sacrifice for the nation. But then I am broadening the definition of patriotism to mean having the knowledge of interdependency, practicing it for sustainability of humanity, having the knowledge. So obenya adwene bi se nipa ye din dan ho. Me nchen wo so wo nchen me and am no so ye nchen the other person ye din dan ho za nipa ni ho a me ni wo ye ni ho se me ni ho a wo ni ho a me ni ho and then to sustain o say me no ye be nkrofo bi ewu ko and am no ye aba Okay. And chemino so beko. Okay. A for best you so what I say. So we have the knowledge of interdependency. We need to practice it, and then for sustainability of humanity. Okay. Because I want to so posterity awaits us. But what I say, so this knowledge of patriotism is broad. Okay. We live for posterity. We don't live for ourselves. Okay. We live for posterity. So if things will go well for posterity, it depends on the foundation that we are currently laying. Okay. And if we are struggling today, it is as a result of the foundation that our predecessors laid for us. So if we want things to be better tomorrow, it will be depending on the foundation that we are laying today. And so patriotism is centered on love for one's country, the willingness to sacrifice for the country, but there can never be a country without human beings. Okay, that's true. It is human beings that make up a country. So it's, as a matter of fact, patriotism is love for humanity. Okay. So it goes beyond loving one's country. Okay. If you are watching us, this is 3 Media Tribe. I will encourage you to share the link, let people know that we are live at the studio with GhanaMan, who is giving us information about patriotism. He's an embodiment of patriotism himself, and is giving us a lot of knowledge about patriotism. GhanaMan, hello my brother. We are in Ghana, we are Ghanaians. Yeah. Per your costumes, he knows that you are so much into Ghana, and you want Ghana to be well. Yeah. Ghana is not in a good state as we speak. Yeah. How can patriotism change the narrative of this nation? Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Patriotism is the essence when it comes to nation building. Okay. We cannot undermine the essence of patriotism in nation building. Okay. The only solution for Ghana is to embrace the subject matter of patriotism. Mm-hmm. The problem we have in this country is that we are too partisan. Okay. We are too partisan. We are too tribalistic. Okay. Mekanwo akankasemwa yede amayo semono edoso chen oman hondo ensem amayo ensemono. Partisan politics. Okay. You see, politics is a good thing because politics is about nation building. Okay. And as a matter of fact, what I stand for is politics. It's pure politics. Okay. That is to aid the development of a nation. Mm. But when we become partisan politics, when we are doing partisan politics, it becomes self-centered. Mm. So what people are doing is that they pay allegiance to their political parties than the nation. Okay. So that's what partisan politics does. Okay. Pure politics is what I'm doing. Patriotism, okay. Love for the nation, love for the people, to see the well-being of the people progressing. But when we center it on partisan politics, it becomes more dangerous because the person is too committed to his or her party more than the nation. The person can go extra mile for their party. So they struggle everything for their party and for themselves. And the nation is there. So what I say is that this nation, Ghana, has no owners. And that it's, apart from me, the nation Ghana has no owners. Okay. As a patriot, yeah, you've seen politicians are one way or the other letting the nation down, yeah, because of, just like you said, partisan politics. What would you suggest? What structure or plans or ideas do you want to put across that will take away this kind of partisan politics that is what eating the yoke of the nation? Yeah, the suggestion is what I've been preaching. That's patriotism. Okay. And because we lack the knowledge of patriotism, mm-hmm, we are perishing as a nation. And because we lack this knowledge of patriotism, we think anybody who can speak, who has money, is capable of running a political office. But that is wrong. And so what we normally do is that, oh, this person can speak, this woman can speak, he has the courage, he has the look, everything. Mm. Oh, let's push him to become our MP. And then, oh, we all rally behind that person. But the person has no knowledge of patriotism. Okay. The person has no love for humanity. Okay? Okay. And so, we keep voting in people who are selfish, people who are so much committed to their political parties than the nation. Mm-hmm. And so what I am suggesting is patriotism, the knowledge of patriotism. We have to take this subject of patriotism so serious and embark on a nationwide campaign to let Ghanaians understand this subject matter of patriotism. Okay. So I hear people say NDC, NPP is the problem of this nation. Then I disagree with them. The reason why I disagree with them is that NPP and NDC, they are just names of a political party on paper. Okay. I want to repeat that again. Okay. NDC and NPP are names of political party on paper.
Okay.
On paper, everything looks good. If you should study the manifesto of NPP, it looks very good on paper. If you should study the manifesto of NDC, it looks very good on paper. But these political parties are made up of citizens, Ghanaian citizens, and the masses have divided themselves on these political parties. The Ghanaian citizens have the problem, have mental issues. Are you getting me right?
The Ghanaians, what?
Citizens
Has mental
issues.
How?
We have mental disordered issues, whereby we don't love the nation. We don't know what loving nation is all about.
Okay.
Whereby we are committed to our tribes. Take pride of being an Ewe. Take pride of being an Akan. Take pride of being a Ghan than taking pride of being a Ghanaian. You see, that mindset unites us. With that mindset, when I see you, I will not be asking me business and offering or kakasaben or yemikrom Ghanani. Ye can't who boom they see or minor, no minor Gina. But when we are tribalistic, the moment I'm communicating with you, I want to know which tribe that you belong. Once the tribe you belong does not move with what I agree with, we are already divided in mind. Whatever suggestion that you are coming with, I give a damn out of it. I just don't care because you belong to a tribe that I don't like. You get it? So being tribalistic than being nationalistic is affecting us. And being partisan, to be partisan, holding your political party so dear to your hand than the nation is also destroying us. And so the only solution is patriotism.
Okay, since the only solution is patriotism, how can one become a patriot? Because we are yoked with a lot of ideologies, and these ideologies is killing us. Yeah. How can we just wake up one day and say, I have become a patriot? Is it possible?
It is very possible. One, it has to do with education. It has to do with education. Because there is this popular saying that lack of knowledge might perish. Okay. So it has to do with education. I said they actually know at the core. Now, for 40 years, I say patriotism. If you say patriotism, what does it mean? It means love for nation. How can one love their nation? To prioritize the nation above our individual needs. Because once the nation, we prioritize the nation and we build better systems, these systems will be able to address the challenges of the citizens. Okay. But if we lack this knowledge of patriotism, then we tend to build our individual self-thinking. For instance, I hear people say, oh, I want to be rich so that I can help others. I want to be rich. I want my business to prosper so that I can help others. And I ask them, how rich do you want to become before you can help others? And even if you get there, how sure that you can help everybody? No. We need to build rich systems because the systems can reach everybody. Okay. A rich system can reach everybody. But when we fail to build rich systems capable of reaching everybody and we want to build individuals, then we are building self-centered, selfish individuals who cannot, because no matter how rich you are, there will still be somebody poor in your family. You cannot reach all of them, but the system can reach everybody. So these are the things that people need to understand. We need to take this knowledge of patriotism to people in our communities, in the radios, in the media, social media. Let people understand what patriotism is all about, because everything that we are looking for as a nation is centered on patriotism. And so for us to be able to become patriots, people have to have the understanding of patriotism. The knowledge of patriotism need to be sent to the people. Once the people get to know the path, they will follow. But if they don't know,
how would they follow?
How would they follow?
GhanaMan, you've been on the field preaching and spreading the message of patriotism. Yeah. What has been the feedback and what are some of the challenges that you face on the field as you go along preaching?
The feedback is massive.
Okay.
This message of patriotism is like a savior. I hear people who say, "Oh, Charlie, then this is the path. If it is so, then why are we where we are now?" I hear people being say, "Oh, this is Nkrumah reincarnation." Okay. Because these are some of the things that Nkrumah stood for. So this message is perfect. Maybe the only challenge here is that I keep saying, when the mind is crowded with religious beliefs and teachings, critical thinking is distorted. There are people that are made and say, okay, this message is good, but then they think that Jesus is everything. We are going to heaven. And what is the essence in building all this? And then one day we are no more. You see, these things have distorted people's mind. That's the only challenge that I have now. That the minds have been so much indoctrinated that people think we can't do anything by ourselves. There are people who hear this message and after say, oh, unless God, oh this way there a year but nyame bem maybe a minor titi akodu dey say nyame ambemu a enye then I ask them nyame ya fra nyame no fiti kwadwo ho from titi na nyame bem da ben na nyame bem wan bem last year this year no bem that belief say nyame bem no has been my challenge. People have embraced this message. There is nobody for the past 8 years that I've been preaching this patriotism message. I've not met any single person that challenged me say this is not the solution.
You don't think that God can do everything?
For me, as a patriot and a humanist, who is an atheist, I don't even believe in God. For you to say that God can do something, that God does not even exist.
According to you?
Yes, as an atheist, God does not exist.
Okay.
Like I rightly said, that God has not done anything for humanity to aid the advancement of humanity until we act. That is why I keep saying that in the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. Until say young kasa say nipa, ye beji ye ho atum, na ya ji ye ho di say ye wo adwene bo ye trimu, si ye kan ya adwene di bomu a betime si wiase na ye gino say nyame be ya. Master, ye di nyame be ye. So what we are doing is that we are transferring ignorance to the younger generation, because once the system fails, that belief of God will do it fails you, and you get old. Then you transfer it to your son. My son, God will do it, okay? Or my daughter, God will do it. Keep you there. He also transfer the same ignorance to no. This time, what we are saying that God is not there to do anything on our behalf until we act. Nobody will act on our behalf. So I even challenge those who are so much religious. I say, even if God is there, God will not do for man what man is supposed to do for himself. Even if I want to be lenient, if I want to be friendly with believers, I say, even if God is there, God will not do for man what man is supposed to do for himself. So what are you going to pray to God to do, God? Pray as much as you want, nothing will happen until we act. So what we see here is that pray. If you don't act, nothing will happen. Act without praying, something will happen.
Okay.
So I want to set a simple example before we continue.
Okay.
I need something that let me assume that do I have any gadget? I need something to set an example with. If I can have anything, okay, you can give me the product.
Okay.
Let's assume that prayer works, and you have this thing in your hands.
Okay.
This product in your hands, and I want this thing to come to me. Let it be a little bit closer to you. So I started praying. I need to follow the procedures. I must first thank God, confess my sins, and then ask from God what I want. It must say bonfire wo Yesu dem wo onfa born in cheme ma bonfire ni nyina na ade nembra. By time I yes ade when I said miss set your time. Yen set your time. Embra yen fa ade ne ba wo Yesu dem embra fa bre me embra aba. Please check the time that you set. Maybe you have 10 minutes in ade ne ba ade ne crowd. Me here ade no. Mafa. Which one is faster?
Okay, okay, that is your understanding, but I also disagree with this.
You may disagree.
Because God has given a common sense that there are certain things that you need to act, just like you said. That what? God will not do unto man what man is supposed to do for himself. It's a common sense that God has given to us.
So what is our business with God? Always praying, asking, shouting. Instead of us to engage common sense, let's put ourselves together and act for ourselves.
The common sense you are talking about is what God has put in you to apply.
Beautiful. So
I don't want us to
go to that angle.
But since you brought it up, let me just ask you one straight question.
Okay, ask me.
In connection to this one.
Okay.
Don't you think that it is the structures that is surrounding this institution, like the Christian institutions, which is a Christian religion, Islamic religion? It is the structures that is within it that is the problem, and not God, as you put it.
Oh, is it the structures? No, the religious system itself is questionable. It's a problem. The religious system, when we talk of religious system, it's not only Christianity.
Yes, there are a lot
talking about all of them, including the African spirituality or whatever they call it. There's a problem with that system.
Okay.
And the problem with the system is that it takes away the humanity aspect.
Okay.
Okay, once your mind is being shifted to a supreme being, which is more powerful, which is supposed to be more unknowing, all-knowing, and all-seeing, the mind has been taken from humanity to something else, and that is an error. Okay, so what this message is doing, that let's bring our minds back to ourselves. Let's be sincere to ourselves that everything boils down to us. Everything that we need in this world boils down to humans, and until we act, nothing will happen. So it is not about the system surrounding the religious organization. It is the religion itself that has the problem, that has distorted the mind, that have stolen the minds from each other. Some organization we are adrenaline every humanity. So I could see papa bia ye nimuno ye hunu da assumption. Everything about religion is an assumption. I get going to say to me this assumption in the tunche. Then we'll understand humanity. You bet nya do ye hu more. Say the nyamesum no tunche ya wo. You bet nya ti ase minim say ase ameti. Say ebe si mi ye a, ti say me bo wo ho ban. Say me wonyansa we a ebe de say me ye obone. But church ase say ebe si mi me GhanaMan ye a, ti say me bo wo ho ban. Say also wa dwen say ebe si wo ya say obo me ho ban a, ebe ye de say be ye ho bone. But ye nim say oh, on fa no question ase free onyam do ho e bambofo. Bambofo ne nyankopon ti me da de ye wa mandwene ho. Me you born in a year, my son could go to just say, Yankopon, myself, and Bonnie Patch, and say, my year. But some minimum say, now me bam before I be in your bonnie. But what I say, it's that concept of God has a psychological effect on Nipibia. But you see, a buyer or a bra, not a part junior warfare. So what I say, because me can say, Nipa, we are going through mental evolution. I do need any. It's maybe a trim on Nipa ain't we are no. Na nipa de nyoma kwhyehyɛ nyankopon kon se si nipa adwene bia we are getting to understand the universe better than it used to be, no. We need to put this God concept aside gradually. Enye ntokwa ye pa wiase ne yie mpa church ase ye pa wiase ne yie na ye pa ne yie enye nyankopon yie ne ye pa wiase ne yie ye pa se nipa nkitahudie nipa nti ase nipa be bɔ ne ho bɔ de be pray a bɔ ne be free ho akon be free ho it's only through humanity, not through religion. Because religion they are teacher yentem. But what I say, a teacher yentem, Christo ni kremoni entem international fan dream boom. Ombe ya ko be be musa so na papa montem. Any fa Christo sum fra to nchen. SDA, Pentecost, Jehovah's Witness, so and so, for charismatic fabrimu, Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus of Christopher, Jesus of so. In Chichemu Basas one book. We eto asumu. Until we are always fighting ourselves, whilst we have a nation to build. We are fighting on ourselves on religious ground, whilst we have a nation to build. We have hospitals to build. We have research centers to build. It doesn't make sense. And then we turn around, we are corrupted. The mind has been distorted, religiously distorted. And until we hold the bull by the horn, and we speak out and say, no, religion is the problem of the world. Humanity is the way. There is no other way apart from humanity. And humanity tells you that we are all the same. You don't have to accept the patriotism concept to be counted as human being. No. So you can decide not to accept the patriotism message. You are still my brother. I still need you. You still need me. But what religion does is that until you accept my teaching, accept the Christ teaching, you are an outcast. And I put it in your mind that a day is coming, Christ will come and you are condemned to hellfire. You get it?
GhanaMan,
and this thing has a whole problem.
Okay. You have this wonderful organization, GhanaMan Foundation.
Yeah.
You have team that work within the organization. Yeah. If the team has its vision, goals, and all that listed down, documented. Yeah. If the team choose to do otherwise of the rules and regulations of the organization. Does that make the organization inferior?
I do understand the question you are asking perfectly. But when you compare it to the concept of God, let us not forget that in religion, God is known as a supreme being, all-knowing, all-powerful. He has hands in changing things. And he says somewhere in the biblical perspective, he says even in your mother's womb, he knows you. Sir. I'm a human being. I don't have such powers. And so in as much as I want my team to make sure that the visions and the goals of the foundations are followed, they are human beings, they could maneuver and do other things. I don't have the powers of God to control them. If I have that powers of God, I'll make sure that they follow the details of the foundation without veering towards left or right. They go straight. But when you bring that same thing into religion, God is all powerful, all knowing. The whole world is in his hands. He controls things. Are you getting right? So you cannot let your organization, even now we don't even know which one belongs to him. What if, for instance, you are a Christian, and then I ask, what if God is a Muslim? You are doomed. Then I ask the Muslim, what if God is a Christian? You are doomed. Okay, are they really doomed? No, that God himself has a problem because you didn't show up to them and let them know that you are a Christian God, so you follow Christianity. You didn't show up to them to let them know that you are a Muslim God, so you follow. So even I say, even if there is God and even there is judgment, God has no right to judge human beings because he has misled them. So this issue of God that have distorted the whole human race, not only Africa, the whole human race has been distorted by this concept of God. But you see, we are still maturing, we are still growing. So if people like us can wake up today and say there is no God, you will wake up tomorrow. If you don't even wake up, your children will wake up one day and say there is no God, and they have to use logic in addressing human challenges, reasoning to address human challenges. Without this reasoning to address our human challenges, in vain we call on God. And everybody knows that these prayers we have been praying, you see, it's just like paracetamol. Sometimes when you are feeling headache, you drink and then your head goes down small as if it doesn't work, it doesn't do anything. The only thing it does is that we are only exercising ourselves. And then what we do is exercise, form of exercise. But there is no God anywhere that is listening to that prayer that will answer it. It is not there. Absolutely not there. It is a complete waste of time. So if you want to build a nation, it's patriotism, love for humanity. When you take these two out, we are doomed.
When you take these two out, we are doomed. If you just tune in, you are watching 3 Media Tribe Matters of Today with GhanaMan in the studio. I will urge you to share the link, let people know that we are live, we are discussing patriotism. GhanaMan, you said for a nation to develop, you need patriotism. If you are the president of Ghana today, what are some of the institutions that in the country that you do away or you bring on board to aid in the development of the nation?
If I were the president of this country, one of the things that I would do is that I would abolish all religious systems. That's the fact. Maybe that's the reason why they will not even make me a president, and I don't want it to, because we are fact, we face the fact. If you don't know, you make a mistake and you make me a president, I will abolish all religious centers. All the churches will turn all the churches to research centers and build solid scientific research centers for the younger generation to learn and enhance their reasoning powers. And when that is done, every problem of this nation will be solved.
How?
So if I come again, asking why?
Because we have institutions that is into science, research and all that, but yet still our solutions has not been solved.
You see,
we have some developed countries, they have all the best structures and all that, but there's still problems.
What they lack is humanity. There is one of my favorite quotes is that scientific knowledge without humanity is like a full loaded gun in the hands of a fool. Scientific knowledge without humanity is like a full loaded gun in the hands of a fool.
Wow.
And humanity has been the missing link. And so those who have all those centers, the scientific things and everything, where they still have problems, then they lack humanity. That's how important the subject matter of humanism is all about. So when humanity is missing, we are doomed as well. Are you getting me right? And so we need scientific knowledge with humanity to be able to progress. The religious knowledge has affected us, has divided us, has damaged our minds. Once it has taken the confidence in us away, that we are always looking up to a supreme being to act on our behalf. And we know that no matter how difficult the things become, until he acts, nothing happens, and it's wrong. It damages the mind. So the mind has become distorted. I say I don't completely. The moment I watch GDB say or baby, on that to me in a crano, on that to me bibiano, your mind is damaged. And once you believe, say, this world is going to an end, it distorts the mind. But so we only panel say we are see way a botantin a team holder, mino beko, but posterity will come. Then you can plan a mauye generational thinker. So what I say, Obia will say we are see way and say no. A mauye generational thinker. Then you can plan 5,000 years ahead. You can plan 200 years ahead. You can plan 1,000 years ahead. Even though you know say won't clock 200 years. Because from history, you say nipa kwa 120, 130. Yenye nyo bia we 200 years. Enti wakwa 120, 130. So yenim say be. But say we generational thinking mindset adwene adwene ko daachi. Obedwene say okay, inde ye be ne den me ye kwan we me nya ne say 10 years. It made them a kwan we last 50 years. Made them na infrastructure made 2 years here. Made them a bet me last for 100 years. Made them na nchirima no mo ba no. Omo school there say a crowd in the classroom. Obeko classroom, Abai school, Nipa 150 at the classroom. Massa, we at classroom. In the 21st century, Obeko government, some of the government school, no. Now Nipa 120 at the classroom, Bikra, Omote bank, Dex, Omote. Dex, we cannot even provide some of these things. And say we don't have the critical thinking mindset, we don't have generational thinking mindset because yenim say enche ajinkwa bi ba abefa ya akosoro ahememu ye konantis kakoko so ho common ni ho yare ni ho master oboa ahia na eti ye bewu akọ ye mane beba ye konantis kakoko bia so you see these are hard truth. But who can say no be ye machine say aka obenya yanka yakopon si free so no fa konjan botim ba oni ho ye be koso aka because menim say kumio wen kumio mewu ba asema ye kende dachimba ba be so we are not speaking for this generation, we are only speaking sense into the minds of this generation, but the message itself is for posterity. One someone ne ochina be ne ye bon kumadin nkuma no say etu no say etu no sir ade and they say eboni din but say me be atwem yetu no Yesu Kristo na nkasa mudi na chi wonu say yekun no a time came they put him down according to the story ye bi ne njindi ya na sesem bad ye nka ne se ne be amogbeto mo yem ye de neto ho ene de Barnabas to ho Barnabas ye hwan or your kronfo ko winseni or obi o hardcore ene e bisa mo say mo hinini ni Barnabas ni mo panye mo se mo ma ye Barnabas mo hinini no esan said then maybe or customer or mine empe so what I say enti every day bia so ka no kre no ade be boa nipa empe this said enchire ba de be ba say na say nya papa ken na nyansa wo ade na papa no manfa ye be fa de abobra. That is how it has always been. Enti this hard truth na ye can say patriotism, love for humanity is the way, God is not the way, religion is not the way. The current generation, they are annoyed. They are very much annoyed, but it's a hard truth. And it's a message for posterity.
Okay, let me ask you. You seem to link all the problems of the world to God, that He is the cause.
No, not God is not the cause. Because that's not
Christians, okay.
you
mean Christians. And we Christians, our pillar is God. So that's why you may not believe that there is God. Okay. I am sitting here, I believe there is God.
Okay.
And Christians, our background is God. And you seem to link, as if we are the problems of the world. Why is that?
No, religion is a problem of Christian. Religion is a problem of the world.
But
okay, and this religion is created by humans.
Okay.
Okay. There are two concepts that we all came to meet that are far older than us.
Okay.
Religious concept and then the scientific concept. Okay. In the development of humans, they brought up the religious concept, thinking that because if we are not responsible, human beings can say we are responsible for this TV, the gadget that we see around, but since we are not responsible for the universe, then who is responsible? That brought about this whole concept of God.
Okay.
And it is based on assumption. For the fact that humans think they are not responsible for the universe, so they should be a God. They should be a God. It's an assumption. Not as if they know there is a God, but there should be a God. You don't know, so it's an assumption. Then as time went on, the same human beings, fragment of them realized that, Charlie, we need to apply common sense and logic to address our challenges. That came the scientific era, the scientific knowledge. And now you and I can testify that when you science and religion in this race, who is even though you are religious, but be fair with me, science and religion, which one is leading now in our current world? Even though you are religious,
we all understand that science is moving.
Science is leading, and there's no way religion can catch up because science is about
religion
evidence.
is older than science.
It seems that religion is older than science. But if you should go into critical thinking, science has been there or not discovered because science is the universe. The study of the universe.
Until something is discovered, that thing does not exist.
Oh yes, but in critical thinking, science has been in existence.
Yes.
Okay, without we knowing. Because science is the universe. Okay. You are science, I'm science. Everything is science. Science is the entire universe. The study of the universe is science. Okay?
Science is part of God.
But, oh no, science is not part of God. In a religious perspective, they think that science is
in a deeper way, because if human beings we are science, God created science. That's why I said science.
God did not create science. There is no God to create science. Nobody created. You see, that would be
that is your discussion. So I don't want to go there.
Another discussion.
So let's narrow the conversation.
I will explain how this universe all
came about.
Okay.
Good. Let's narrow it to patriotism.
Yeah.
Per your submission, you said in one of your codes, you said in the absence of humans or humanity, everything is meaningless. Yeah. Which means that you are putting what? Human first.
Yeah.
Is that not it?
It does it.
But from where I sit, I have been taught that God first. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I want you to explain your quote and link it to my belief as a Christian, where I have been taught that in everything, God first.
Okay. In the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. That's what it means. It's rather unfortunate some group of people have been taught that God first, even though God does not exist. You see, everything we need in this world to aid the advancement of humans must come from human beings. Okay. Everything that we need. There is not a single thing that you can mention now that will come from a supreme being. Everything, even from your religious concept or from your religious perspective, God needs human beings to as a channel to do his things through of us.
True.
Beautiful. So that makes human beings important. That is why I say in the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. Not meaningless to animals, not meaningless to other fragments, meaningless to us. Because you know what? Everything that we are doing, everything that is for our own good, not it benefits us and us alone. Scientific advancement is for our own good. Whatever it is our own good. Whatever human beings will come up with now and tomorrow is for our own good. The wind is not interested in scientific discoveries. The sun is not interested in them. The trees, sometimes we say, we are destroying the universe. The only thing we can destroy is ourselves. Because when this deforestation, who does it affect most? Does it affect the trees or human beings?
Human beings.
So, if we are protecting nature, we are protecting nature for our own selves. And let us not forget, we are part of nature. Sometimes religious teachings makes it look as if human beings are outside nature, but we are part of nature, and everything is natural. Are you getting me right? We are part of nature. So, in the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. Means that until we act, nothing happens, and everything that we come up with is for our own good. Maybe the only thing that stand a chance to enjoy the things that we come up with is our animals. The only thing that stand a chance to enjoy the advancement of humans are animals. Because, you see, the cats and the dogs that we rear in our homes, look at the way they feel comfortable. When you put a cat in your sofa and then that cat is sleeping, I bet you if you take that cat back to the bush, that cat will run back to the house. So those things that will benefit from our advancements are animals. Apart from that, everything that we come up with is for our own benefit. So in the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. God does not put food on the table. One, he's not there even to put food on the table. Pray as much as you want, nothing will happen. It's just a belief that has been sink in our subconscious mind. And you see, I said the most difficult thing to repair is a damaged mind. I will take it again. The most difficult thing to repair is a damaged mind. When the mind is damaged, when any gadget is damaged, you can easily take it to the repairer to fix it for you. But when the mind is damaged, I'm telling you, that's why people can go extra mile to kill their fellow human being based on belief. You get it? Because the mind has been completely damaged.
That is deep, though.
So there is no God sitting anywhere that answers prayers. There's no God sitting anywhere that cares about the advancement of the universe. We've just been brainwashed. We've just been deceived. But as time goes on and human beings are still going through mental evolution, I call it mental evolution, when our minds begin to understand the functions of the universe better, we'll get to know we'll get to know that there is no God.
That is according to GhanaMan, there is no God.
Yes.
From him and him only. There is no God.
No, not me only. I have wonderful atheists in Ghana.
Nah, okay, who
wonderful atheists across
right now on this set. I'm talking about on this set.
Oh, who knows? Grabbing on this set, you are an atheist, but you just don't
I am not an atheist. I am a servant of God. GhanaMan, the world is being divided or grouped into religion.
Yeah.
You are a patriot.
Yeah.
Atheist, you put it.
Yeah.
How far are you going with the campaign of patriotism? Yeah. Knowing that if you want to catch a thief, you need to act like a thief. And the people that you are preaching this message of patriotism to are grouped into religions which you are against. How are you going to win these people to follow you?
Okay, thank you very much. One, my work is not to win people to follow me. I don't need followers.
Okay.
My work.
Okay, let me put it right. Not to follow you, but to buy into the idea of patriotism.
Okay, my work is not to convince them to buy into the knowledge of patriotism.
Okay.
My work is to let them know what is worrying them that they have been praying about. Because you know why? Every religion prays for peace, true or false. Every religion seeks the unification of the human race, true or false. Every religion has the belief that a day is coming where all human beings must unite with one God.
Okay.
And there will be no more pain. Is that also? And somebody is now telling you that it is now. We have what it takes to enjoy that. What you've been praying for, what you've been killing yourself for, accusing Satan for. No, it is up to us. And one way to achieve it is that stop seeing me as a Muslim or as a Christian. See me as a fellow human being with intellect.
For that, I buy into it.
Thank you. So once people understand that, we are good to go. Whether you take the patriotic message or not, the problem is facing us. Whether you are a Christian, you are going through the same struggle as me, as an atheist. So what is the difference? You can decide not to take the message. I don't care. So this message, we are not forcing on people, but we are just telling the people that noise you are making in town. Allah kubadu, the result is humanity and patriotism. If you don't take it, do the Allah kubadu 100 and nothing will change. Call Jesus, nothing will change. Until we accept the concept of patriotism and humanism, our problem will be staring at us 24/7. So that is why sometimes I laugh at people who shun you because you are preaching this truth. They shun you. I say, are you doing me? You show me in your bed, you are suffering. You are complaining. When the economy is hard, you are complaining. And Nando has not done anything. No. Our own mindset, the religious mindset that we have is killing us. Until we change it and we put it aside, nothing will change. You get it? I hear people who will be like, oh, this patriotism message is good. Take the God factor out of it, they will support. You support. If you don't support, be there. Because the problem is facing you. You are facing the problem. Your children will also face it. Your grandchildren will also face it. And you support. You are not supporting me. GhanaMan doesn't need support. It's the nation that needs support. It's humanity that needs support. Because at the end of the day, this message had made me, I'm no more materialistic. And I keep saying, had it not been my family, the little property that I've had, I'll sold them and be working, talking to people till I die. We bring nothing in, we take nothing out. So why do you scare me that I will not support you? Stop speaking about God so that we support you. No, if I was looking for material gains, big car, these things are beautiful. I get to know why they are beautiful, but they don't make the life. The life is for us to create a conducive environment for everybody to enjoy. That's why I talk about the ant-hill concept. When in the ant colony, in the termite colony, they live in the same hill. You see, there are hierarchies there, but they live in the same hill that is protecting all of them. But we have human beings who claim they are made in an image of God. And as you and I have eaten this morning, somebody have not eaten. As you and I have a very beautiful place to sleep, somebody is sleeping outside just because the parent have not been able to put up a nice structure. Are we sensible enough? That's not humanity. You get me right? And we take pride. People go to church and go say, it is mental disorder. And this thing starts from somewhere. We need to understand that the human race has traveled far. The Stone Age era lasted 2-something million of years. You are talking about Jesus Christ, which is 2,000 and something years. Where was Jesus Christ in the Stone Age era? Where was Muhammad in the Stone Age era? Are you getting right? The human beings are going through stages. And the stage in which we have gotten to is the scientific era and information era, where we have to use reasoning. Reasoning to address all our challenges.
Okay, reasoning to address all our challenges. GhanaMan, how far do you want to take this campaign to, and do you have the logistics to keep you on?
Well, thank you very much. This campaign, as far as I'm alive, I'll be doing this campaign till I die. I'm doing this campaign till I die. Like I keep saying, I'll not be my family. The little property that I've made in life, I'll sell them all and go and be talking to people till I die. So I'm ready to take this campaign as far as I am. I'm ready to die for this particular campaign. The question as to the logistics, yes. Personally, I don't have the logistics, but this campaign is not a campaign for an individual. Okay. It's a campaign that belongs to the state, to the nation. Why should an individual go and be preaching patriotism? I'm just a light, a torch to lighten, to show that, oh, this is the way, let us follow. So as a matter of fact, I am planning to partner with the government. Okay. Over the years, what I did was a feasibility study. Because you dreamt, and it will be weird, I come to you. The following day that I woke up from the dream, said, patriotism, I need to invest my own time and resources to understand the vision. Then you can go to somebody and convince the person. So what I intentionally did over the years is a feasibility study. Sacrifice your own self, your life, your family resources, everything for it. to understand it. Now that I've done that for 8 years, I can stand on every platform and defend the subject matter of patriotism and humanity and humanism. So now I can come to you and talk to you that if I have spent my resources over the years to do something that will benefit all of us, now bring your peswa, let's do it together. Why would you say no? If that person says no, then that person doesn't, as a matter of fact, doesn't like the truth.
GhanaMan, I think you have a broad knowledge about patriotism, but how are you sure that patriotism is a solution to the problems of this country?
I am so sure that patriotism is the solution in an extent that bring and ask, I'll put my head down for you to cut it. That's how sure I am, because I said patriotism is centered on love for humanity. Patriotism is love for one's country and the willingness to sacrifice for the country, but there can never be a country without human beings. So as a matter of fact, patriotism is love for humanity. And the first principle of life is self-preservation. The first principle of life is self-preservation. So if as human beings we cannot preserve ourselves, what are we living for? So everything that we pray about is about well-being of ourselves. We want life to be better for us. The poor are praying, the rich are praying, the young are praying. Everybody wants a better life. Is that also? Sure. That is why patriotism is the answer. The essence of patriotism in nation is the only solution, which centered on humanity. If it is not centered, you see, there are others who practice patriotism, but it wasn't centered on humanity. It was centered on a nation. These are people who go to other nations and conquer them, manipulate them to go and enrich their country. That's not patriotism. And the kind of patriotism GhanaMan is preaching is centered on humanity, where so crowding myself in Ghana doesn't make, I am not projecting Ghana over other countries. No, it means this is where I come from. This charity, they say, begins where?
At home.
At home. So if Ghanaians are patriotic and we are building a beautiful nation, Togolese are patriotic and they are building a very beautiful Togo, Nigerians are doing likewise, Beninese are doing likewise, what are we doing? We are building the entire universe. So the call is for us, whatever geographical settlement we find ourselves, let's project patriotism, let's project humanism above everything. Eventually we are building a beautiful universe. But when we don't do that and we are fighting ourselves on religious ground, we are drawing ourselves back. So I am so sure that patriotism is the answer. Not just patriotism, patriotism centered on the concept of humanity is the answer. There is no any other answer. Again, if somebody has any answer, I'm here, the person can call me for a debate or whatever it is, and I'll be able to prove that patriotism is the only answer. And this is what I am living for the rest of my life.
This is what I'm living for the rest of my life. We are getting to the end of the show. I'll urge you to share the link. We are still here. Share the link. Bring out your comments and we'll read it out to you. This is 3 Media Tribe. Today's what matters of today's show with GhanaMan in the studio. GhanaMan, before we end the show, let me ask you a fair question about a comment that Chairman Wontumi made during the MPP vetting. He said he's not afraid of Otumfuo, and then he has his own police and soldiers in his army that he has kingdom that he has built in Kumasi. And as I speak, the king, that is Otumfuo II, has called on him to the Meshia Palace. What do you think of it? What's your take on this whole issue?
Oh, okay. I have not chance on the clip myself.
Okay. So
I've not watched it myself, but I realized that it has become a trending news. So yeah. I will speak on it because it has become a trending news. Okay. I don't know been that I want to watch the video, okay, listen to him myself, okay, watch the posture. Okay. Okay. If somebody says he's not afraid of the Otumfuo, is Otumfuo supposed to be afraid of or respected?
Okay, let me just quote him by what he said. He said, if I disagree with Otumfuo, I will question him because I have built my own kingdom. Okay. I have my own military. I have my own police. So I'm not afraid of what.
Okay, Otumfuo. So it will depend on the posture. That's why I wish, personally, I wish I had opportunity to look at the video. Okay. The person's posture. Okay. That will show that, not that he's not afraid, but he's showing disrespect. Okay. Okay? It is normal for him to say that he's not afraid of Otumfuo because Otumfuo is not supposed to be afraid of. but he's supposed to be respected because he's a king. Okay, he's a leader, for that matter. That is leading a whole region. Okay, so he needs to be accorded with respect. But we don't need to fear him. That's why I say I wish I look at the video and then his posture of saying it. Maybe he's disrespecting the king. Okay, that's why I say Otunfo is not supposed to be feared, but he's supposed to be respected. So if he says he's not afraid of Otunfo, he's right. But he cannot say he does not respect Otunfo. And he can, because we live in a democratic environment. Let us not forget.
According to him, he said he will challenge Otunfo if he disagrees with him.
Even if he says so, like he said, he has been invited to, let him go and answer by himself. But for me, as a humanist, and as we live in a democratic environment, people should be able to express themselves without being tagged. Okay, when we create an environment that bottle people, that people cannot speak, it's a very dangerous environment.
But is it fair for you to just own up and say, I have my own police, I have my own military?
He should be questioned. How can an individual has his own police and military? You see, we live in an environment whereby, you see, that's what he came to meet. He has more of his colleagues. He is able to speak out. What about those ones that have not been able to speak out? And that's the kind of political system we have. That as soon as people have money, they do things that they feel that they can do and go free. So the state must take it upon themselves to invite him to let us see his own police and military men that gives him that so much confidence to speak anyhow. You get it? That's what we have to look into. These matters we have to look into, but not talking about he saying that he does not fear Otunfo.
Yeah, our question
for those ones, for some of us, it's normal because we live in a democratic environment, governance. Okay, so people should speak their mind. Okay. But issues like he has his own military, his own, these are the critical issues rather we should address. But for him saying he does not fear Otunfo, it's a normal thing. Because it's a democratic governance that we are running. It's not a monarchy. Oh, you get it right.
But do you think that politics in Ghana is helping this nation?
Politics is helping. Partisan politics is not helping.
In Ghana here, do you think
politics is helping? Partisan politics is not helping. Because I say politics is about nation building.
But in Ghana, do you think we are practicing politics or we are
practicing partisan politics,
so is it,
and it's not helping us. Okay, it is not helping us in a sense that we keep fighting ourselves on political grounds. We don't have. That's why we don't have national agenda. We have party agendas, party manifestos that we are protecting, that we are fighting over. Even we are not even implementing it as it is in the book. But we just take delight in fighting ourselves unnecessarily on political partisan grounds. Okay, if we should do away with the partisan politics is a very beautiful thing, something that will help the nation to grow. But the partisan aspect of politics that have sunk into us, and now we have been included tribalistic politics, tribal politics. And when we do these things, we are just destroying ourselves. So it is not helping us. It is the reason why we are not growing as a nation. It is the reason why the young ones are running out of the country. Because opportunities that are meant for the masses, few people are sitting on it. Party people are sitting on it. And the partisan politics is so bad that even if the sitting government is doing something that is good, the opposition says it's bad. And the opposition is always praying against the sitting government. Let the table turn. The other person also come and pray against. So every day we are cursing ourselves. We wish things to go so bad that we have something to talk badly about it every day. We are not seeking the welfare of the nation. And let us not forget, if the masses have divided are in this political party, like the NDC and NPP, the masses are in the citizens. The masses are in these two political parties. And if the opposition must pray against the ruling government almost all the time, every government, the opposition must pray, then it means like we are fighting ourselves. We are wishing bad for the government or for the nation by ourselves. Because when the table turns, the other person will do the same thing. When it turns again, so when are we going to see a result? So that's how bad the partisan politics that we are engaging ourselves in is killing the nation. And until we change, nothing will happen. And this party thing too have been it's like people are born with it. It's like you can't take it away from them. I hear people say if it's not NDC, they won't vote for anybody. If it's not MPP, they will not vote. And it is bad.
And it is bad, GhanaMan. Yeah, the show no baby here. I want you to deliver or send a message, any message that you want to send to Ghanaians out there. They are watching you.
Okay, Ghana for mutie me mu say ewura election year mu enche campaigns ni be share din mu be fa mpanyefo so ato aba ama mpanyefo ama modi oman nim ene yesre ye asundwe so be ba na gina ye nti ase a ye wo so mu ma yen kan hu se nipa a wo pese wo to aba ma no nye nipa a ope kasa ana se wakosku adwe no muntu amama nipa nepesu ewo nimu nipa odo nipa nepesu ewo nimu ote humanity ase nipa oman ho do ewo nimu na mun kan hu se ye baakofo se MPP NDC CPP GUM whatever it is ye nyina ye baakofo ye nyina ye Ghana fo enti enkodi amayo asemochi enkokuntokwa mfa koti banko bo wonu etim nyanse bi anim na mun kan hu se mu frɛ mu hu gidifo because man mu ha gidifo na mo dɔɔso a mo sum nyame mo ma mo nyame sum no endedi wo mo amayo sɛm no sum because mo nyame sum no mo no mo preach unity ɔdɔ mo ma ɔdɔ endi kan me ma sika endi kan ye ma enuadɔ endi kan we na ye ya e de ahotɔ ne asomdwe be brɛ ɔman no ɔman a ɔman ho dɔ ewo mu no e ma ɔman no tumpɔn na se oman ho do enimu a e ma peseminkumenya e de hene e wo oman ne mu enti mo ma oman ho do embro ade nyina na so mo ma oman ho do endro so chen bibia endi kan wo ade nyina mu Ghana ehia yen se Ghana eni ho a MPP ni ho NDC ni ho CPP ni ho GUM eni ho enti mo yen fa ye do e ma oman Ghana yen kan ye ho bom yen si oman ne ye na be si ye da wase
yen kan ye ho bom na yen si oman ne ye na e be ye GhanaMan message to you out there. Your social media handles.
So pese udi mechi ewo social media platform ahodo nyina so a IG Ghana_man 1 IG Ghana_man 1 IG uko Facebook a GhanaMan ewo ho GhanaMan obenya me ho anase Abiti Nelson ABITTY Abiti Nelson obenya me wo ho ena oba TikTok so a boss sikaman BOZZSIKAMAN boss sikaman money nation boss sikaman enti me social media handles no so person o contact me o friend me so na me deliver patriotic message ewo wo kremo demo wa sorry fie wo fie baby abefre GhanaMan bia me ba na me deliver patriotic message me number no so 0244 937 862 0244 937 862 o frɛ me ameba abɛka ɔman ho dɔ bɛba bɛbɔ ɔman ho dɔ ɛho de wurobɔ ɛwɔ bia bɛfrɛ bia me da ase
ansa na betwa yɛ ho kora no na me share a lot of videos you were walking from one region to the other over the years.
Yeah.
And when is this thing coming up again? As a 190 free Accra to Kumasi, from Kumasi Accra to Ho, any other I don't know. I say by 1 year 2 years in the
ampa 1 year 2 years me dwuma de ni berase kakra bi because me fa process bi kakra bi wan nyina so adesua
okay
enti ma dwuma ye no mu ebrase ahondin na me de hye me dwuma mu amekọ no bi bebre ma hodna se kakra bi
okay
enti na baba enche me be kenya me ho eno ye be ye nationwide patriotism walk me be nante akọ all the 16 regions enti se me sha se free Accra maybe be take me 3 months to se be take me 1 year se me se aba me chi bi so aminim me wu so ane me wu na me kọ ane enche na bebe yese bebe share 2025 ba na me team so suggest say essence ye wo election year month no ebe good say yes share sa work no say this year
okay
until we are looking at somewhere April the latest no nya share call out bebe share call out December ya we are looking somewhere April May June
okay
GhanaMan ebe ye nation any team ebe ye nationwide patriotism stroke humanity walk
okay
ye benanti akọ all the 16 regions ni mu.
Wow.
It's all person be kan ho sa work ne de ada say be take here 1 month e be take here 2 months ada say me ko mesi aba o minim ba me say me ko aba ma maso a ma ye medjuma ewie enti work no e be ba so
nyame kan ho be ko aba
de bi nipa ka me ho me ko aba nyame de nka me ho nipa ka me ho me ko aba bebie mu no nipa ka ho a ebe ye nyame kan ho anka nyina brabo no ni be da se
aha 3 media tribe. It has been an interesting conversation with GhanaMan in the studio. Yeah, that's it. Mediano Pascal Nelson, Macram.